Do you know what? I really thought for once you'd actually think about the fact that you are the Mayor of London, that you have a £21 billion budget. And I thought just for once you might not have blamed somebody else for something else that goes wrong. I thought there might just be an atom of humility there, but no. As usual, you blame everybody else for anything else. Now, me, when I put that question in, I was spoilt for choice. I could have found so many things that had gone wrong under your mayoralty that actually were your responsibility. But I alighted on one because it affects the public. And that's the amount of money that you've wasted. Public money, our money, taxpayers' money, Londoners' money. So, I've got some questions here. They're very easy questions, so if you could answer them in a short and concise way. So, how much money have you had to give back to the government because you have failed to recruit police officers?
Well, Chair, there have been challenges in recruitment across London, including the Met Police Service, the London Fire Brigade, the NHS, social care, construction and hospitality. The government has clawed back £60 million from the Met Police Service because the Met Police Service, like other public authorities in London and the private sector, has not been able to recruit the amount the government demand. What the Commissioner suggested to the government is, rather than taking the money back, if we were to use some of that money for civilian staff, back office staff, that free up police officers to be in the streets, in the communities, rather than in buildings doing paperwork and other things. And those conversations are taking place between the Commissioner and the Home Secretary, and I'm hoping they bear fruit.
Yeah, not my fault, Gov, as usual. Actually, it's a simple question. You had to give back to the government £31 million last year, £61 million this year. You were the only police and crime commissioner in the country to fail to recruit enough police officers. I can only assume it's because people don't want to work for you. So the next question, how much money is lost per year because you have failed to tackle fare dodging on the London Underground?
I've not got that figure to hand, but it's gone down since I've been Mayor, and we're continuing to make progress in relation to this issue by employing more TfL enforcement officers and addressing the issue of fare evasion. It is a serious issue, one that TfL takes seriously. We're making progress, and we're going to continue to make progress over the course of the next year.
OK, I'll help you out again, as I do so often. It's £130 million. £130 million worth of taxpayers' money, Londoners' money. I just don't know how you've allowed crime to get so bad in our city that £130 million is lost for people who think that they don't actually have to pay their fare. So the next question, how much taxpayers' money are you giving away so that trade unions wouldn't scupper your re-election campaign by going on strike?
Well, Chair, I'm really pleased and proud that before the pandemic began, we managed to reduce strike action on the Underground by more than 73% by negotiating and talking rather than legislation. It is the case that, according to just one sector in our economy, hospitality, a week-long strike would have cost hospitality £50 million just that one sector. And think about all the other sectors and the problems it caused to Londoners going about their business, from patients missing hospital appointments to students missing school time and university time. So because TfL didn't have the resources to negotiate and reach a resolution with the trade unions, I stepped in, as I did last year with the Fire Brigade, as I did with the GLA, and as I did with the Development Corporation, as the government did, by the way, with the police last year as well. So we've added to the TfL budget £30 million for TfL to negotiate with all four trade unions to try and resolve these issues amicably, rather than have strike action. And I'll continue to encourage negotiation and talking rather than walking out. And we'll see later on this month how successful the government is in relation to the national rail. We've seen over the last couple of weeks the consequences with junior doctors in the NHS and strike action.
Can we stick to what you're responsible for? Because this is Mayor's question time, which means you should be answering questions for things you're responsible for. So that's £30 million. I'm glad you've admitted to that now, because you didn't know how much it was the other day. By the way, you really must show me where this magic money tree is, because I will find that very, very helpful. But how much money has the RMT actually paid the Labour Party since 2017?
The RMT is not affiliated to the Labour Party.
£200,000. That's quite a good deal, isn't it? So how much money has ASLEF paid? Because I'm sure they'll go on strike next to the Labour Party since 2017.
I'm not sure how much money ASLEF has paid, but I'm incredibly proud to be funded by workers rather than the sort of people that fund the Conservative Party. I'm really proud.
Let's just concentrate on you,
teachers
shall we?
Party
£500,000, Mr. Mayor. 500,000. Now this is a much easier one. You should know this. Which trade union paid you £1,512 for your re-election leaflets?
Well, I'm hoping a number of them. I'm a member of a number of trade unions. Incredibly proud to be a member of a number of trade unions. Incredibly proud to be on the side of workers.
Yeah, easy answer. It's unison. Unison. Were those the same leaflets that actually featured a GLA-owned photograph in breach of the use of resources policy? Were those pictures?
I'm not sure what I was referring to, but I'm more than happy to go and look into the issue.
Do you think at all that there's a conflict of interest paying taxpayers' money to the unions that fund you? Do you think there is, yes or no?
I think, Chair, it's really important to distinguish staff
I'm just
getting
asking,
paid.
Yes or no? Do you or don't you?
I think it's really important to distinguish staff being paid a fair wage and the allegation that it's unions that have been paid taxpayers' money. I don't result at all from wanting all workers employed directly and indirectly by the GLA, TfL, Met Police Service, London Fire Brigade, the Development Corporation, to receive a decent remuneration package for the work they do. And I want to thank them for the work in particular they did during the pandemic. I'm astonished that they've been denigrated by somebody aspiring to be the mayor.
So, so going on with what's wrong with under your mayoralty and me talking about how much money you've wasted. Obviously, I could go on for hours, but I won't. But in 2018, you got police officers to do training on what colour their personality is. And we all know that cost 10 million because that's been in the press before. And according to many of the police officers who attended, they said that the training was a complete waste of time. Did you do it, Mr. Mayor? If so, what colour is your personality?
Well, the idea, Chair, that the mayor decides what training course police officers go on and devises the syllabus is
£10 million of taxpayers' money, Mr. Mayor.
But I don't apologise for wanting our police officers to receive proper training. The fire service to receive proper training, those in all parts of the TfL family to receive proper training, and if the Met Police Service are using trainers to provide training courses, I encourage that. I think it's really important.
So, what
to make
colour
sure,
is your personality, Mr. Mayor?
I think it's really important, Chair, not to micromanage the training from City Hall, but to have confidence in the Met Police leadership.
It must be one colour. Some people say you haven't got one, but I think you have. What colour is your personality? Mine, by the way, is red, which is completely off-brand. Yeah, focused, decisive, direct, challenging, assertive, and action-orientated, Mr. Mayor. That apparently is what I am.
Well, well, Chair, I've not been on the training that she's been on, and so clearly the training is not providing value for money.
So, in total, Mr. Mayor, you've either spent or been forced to return £92 million of police funding. So, really, the only black hole in funding for our police is the one that you've made. So, will you get to grips with our money, and it is our money, and give the police the backing that they need?
I'm sure, Chair, when the member was preparing these questions last night, they probably sounded very clever. But I'm
but
really
your
proud.
Answers are never clever, though, Mr. Mayor, are they?
I'm really proud that I'm the mayor since 2016. That's increased by more than 93%. The money the Met Police Service receives from City Hall. I'm really proud to have increased their budget by more than £1 billion since 2016, and I'll carry on supporting the police service.
Let's go on about wasted money. Beach parties, festivals. Over £1 million worth, 700k on 2 beach parties, 420,000 on parks, festivals to celebrate the outdoors, like you'd do anything else, I suppose, in a park. And let's not forget some of the other ridiculous wastes on your watch, like bicycle ballet, renaming roads, tearing down statues. Are you happy to be wasting money in this way, Mr. Mayor?
Well, Chair, my understanding is that a mayor called Boris Johnson began the Royal Docks parties in 2013.
How long has he been mayor? 8 years.
So
8 long years. You cannot constantly blame the previous incumbent. 8 years, Mr. Mayor. 8 long years.
So, Chair, when Boris Johnson pays for an event, it's not a waste of money. When I pay for an event, it's a waste of money. I think that speaks volumes about the partial way the member represents London. I'm a mayor for all Londoners. And so when an idea is Boris Johnson's and it's a good idea, I carry on with it.
You just can't carry on blaming people forever, Mr. Mayor. But
I was just giving credit to Boris Johnson. It's a collector's item.
I'm just saying you spend your life blaming other people, and if it's not the government, it's the previous mayor. But after 8 years, you really should have put things right. So, very, very important. How much money have you wasted on floating bus stops? They cause a huge number of problems for people with visual and hearing impairments. They're also a problem for people with children. They're also a problem for the elderly. I went and stood by one the other day, and I'm quite appalled, quite frankly, by some of the issues that they cause. So how much money have you wasted on them?
Well, Chair, there's currently a review taking place in relation to floating bus stops. The TfL uses DFT guidance, Department for Transport guidance in relation to these bus stops which exist around the country. So the review will be published in due course. We'll be taking forward the recommendations of the review.
How much money have you wasted on them is what I asked.
Well, I wouldn't characterise that as a waste of money. I'm not sure the exact figure in relation to the bus stop. If the member wanted to know the answer to the question, she'd have made clear that was her intention. I'm happy to write to her in relation to the cost of making sure cyclists are safe in our city, and that includes floating bus stops as well.
Okay, I could ask, I suppose, the Walking and Cycling Commissioner, you're paying him $110,000 a year, so I suppose I could ask him, but if not, if you could find out for me. I mean, and when we're looking at traffic issues, do you not regret making London traffic so slow that it affects those that drive for a living? I mean, if I think about it, I think about our wonderful black cabbies. They're snarled up, as indeed are minicabs, lorry drivers, police cars, paramedics, plumbers and builders and electricians. They're all moaning about it, quite rightfully, because they're gridlocked. I mean, even your own security detail must get absolutely fed up with having to spend hours with you in a car because it's gridlocked.
I think the second question asked today was in relation to the consequences of hit and runs in London. The biggest cause of people losing their lives is the speed of the vehicle. When you speak to a bereaved family or you speak to the victim of a road traffic accident, none of them will talk in the way the member's just spoken in relation to the speed of vehicles in London. It is a case, if you're hit by a vehicle travelling at 20 miles per hour or less, you're more likely to survive. If you're hit by a vehicle travelling at 30 miles or more, you're less likely to survive and suffer more injuries. I do not apologise at all for trying to make our roads safer.
You never apologise for anything, Mr. Mayor. You never recognise that anything is your fault. A successful city is a moving city, that's for sure. So there are lots of other things. One of the other things, because I was speaking to some people from the nighttime economy, do you think it's a waste of money having a position of a night czar at £117,000? Do you think a year? Do you think that is worth it?
When I see the progress we've made in our city in relation to the recovery compared to other cities, when I speak to the 1 in 5 Londoners who work in the nighttime economy, when I see the progress made in relation to the culture at risk work taking place by City Hall, when I see the work-life balance improvements in those working in the nighttime economy because of the work of the Night Czar, when I see the number of nighttime venues, more than 2,000, who've signed up to the Women's Night Safety Charter, when I see the fact that other cities across the country, across the globe, are seeking to copy the work of
that's exactly not what I was listening from the experts. But you know, you never apologise for anything. You never recognise when things are not going well. I go and talk to the experts, and they tell me things aren't going well. Because of time reasons, I'm going to have to stop this. There's such a long list, though, Chair, but I will stop now. Thank you.